This is Mr. Kamau at policeabuse.com. You're about to join a live interview with a shooting victim who lost her breast as a result of being shot by Daly City police officers.
Okay.
All right. So you went to your ex-boyfriend's house. He was a big or a large person. You had some problems with him. You were trying to resolve some issues regarding property between the two of you. You were at his front door. You appeared at the door and you had a small cap gun, and you at that time had no intention of using it, I'm assuming.
Well,
I mean, what could you
what you have with the toy?
Well, that's my question. What do you think what were you going to do with it? What was your purpose?
That was just for some sort of protection for myself because I didn't know what he was capable of.
Okay, so you're
And
at this point.
if nothing else, it was just to scare him off of me, away from me.
Okay, so you're at the door. Hold on, I need to go over some more specific details of. First, let me just say this to make it easier on everybody. The way I approach my investigations is even if you did something wrong, that doesn't amount to giving the police carte blanche to do whatever they want. So even if you made the mistake of doing something that other people would say I would never do, that doesn't mean they get to kill you. So I just need to verify a few details so I understand it completely, and then I can give you a full assessment. And I'll be frank with you. If I think you made a mistake, I'll just tell you. If I think that you did something wrong, I'll say so. But don't think it's going to have any impact on my opinion of you or my opinion of your case. I just deal in facts. So let me go to the most important question. When the police shot you, did you pose a threat or a risk to anyone, and did you ever point the gun at the police?
No, sir. I never pointed at anyone.
Okay, so you had the cap gun, and by whatever reason you brought it, you got there, and you never pointed it at the ex-boyfriend either?
Nope.
Okay, and you never turned around and aimed it at the police?
No, sir.
Okay, when you were at the front door and you had the gun in your hand, which hand was it in and where was it?
My right hand down by my side, which is where it stayed.
Okay, so was your arm straight or was your arm bent?
I think a little bit of both.
Okay, so it wasn't
Bent.
so it wasn't straight down, but it wasn't pointed up like where you have it at your waist.
Absolutely correct.
Okay, and when the police started yelling orders to you, were you facing the officers or did you have your back to them?
Facing them.
Okay, and when you were facing them and they were giving you orders, were they telling you to drop it? Were they telling you to get on the ground? And pretty much, if you can just give me a rough estimate, how much time between the time that they started giving you orders and the time that they fired?
They were all. It was instantaneous.
So they didn't give you. They didn't give.
Yelling at me.
Okay, how many officers, if you can tell me, how many officers were at the scene as best you can remember, and how many of them were, that, if you can guess or give me a rough estimate, were yelling orders?
I'm going to guess 6, at least. I don't know the correct number of that. I don't know the number.
Okay. All right.
Because it all was just a flash, really. It was very fast.
Okay, and how many times were you shot?
Twice.
And where were you shot?
In the right breast and in the lower back.
Okay, and do you have any pictures?
I have a picture of the breast. I don't have a picture of the back wound.
Okay.
Far.
I need to see any evidence that you can give me. Can you provide me with a picture if I were to tell you how to give it to me?
Sure.
Okay. And do you have any police report?
On my computer, I could email it to you.
No, you won't even have to do that. It's much simpler than that. If you go into your account, if you go to the front page of policeabuse.com and you click on your account, when you go into your account, there'll be something on the left-hand side that says Evidence Locker. If you can just click on that, it will then show you how to put files in your locker. You'll be able to upload them straight from your computer into your locker, and I'll be able to see them.
Okay. I have a question for you. I understand there's a 6-month limit on filing a complaint with the police. Am I just out of the ballpark?
Not necessarily. What's the date of the incident?
February 25th, 2013. Because there's more to this story. They're charging me now. I have an arraignment on the 24th of this month. They're charging me with brandishing a weapon and resisting arrest.
Okay. Well, we need to help you. I can think of a few things that we need to do. Let me start with looking at this date, the issue with the date. When you say have enough time, do you mean to sue them or do you mean to do something else?
To file a complaint at all. I thought there was a 6-month limit on that.
And who gave you that information? The police department?
I looked it up online.
For that agency or for police departments in general?
In general.
Okay, well there is no time limit for that for all the agencies. They have their own policies. Some of them may say you can only do it in a month. Some may say 60 days. Some may give you 90 days. Some may give you a year. Some may not have anything at all. You're in California, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In California, they are required to have a policy within certain boundaries, but I don't know that it applies in the way that you're describing it, that they all have a 6-month limit. They may have something peculiar to that department, and the only way you're going to know is to call them and check, and we'll do that for you.
Okay.
All right. So in terms of filing the complaint, that's also not the only option, because you can also file with outside agencies like the Justice Department and the Attorney General's office, though they will not want to take those complaints, often the Attorney General especially, because they say that's not their job. Sometimes the point in making a complaint is not always to get an investigation, it's to make a record with the appropriate parties who have an interest in it. And if the Justice Department...
They're just going to do this to someone else.
Well, that's all the more reason.
An opportunity.
Well, that's all the more reason. That's why I think there should be a record in as many relevant places as possible. So let me move to a couple other issues. What evidence do you have? Do you have the police reports?
No, they've denied me for an entire year anything. Okay. They have property they took out of my car.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Are you representing yourself, or do you have a public defender, or do you have your own attorney?
My arraignment is on the 24th. I will ask for a public defender.
Okay.
I wish I had my own attorney. I don't have any funds.
No, I understand. That's no surprise. We have a lot of clients in a similar situation. So, are you going to fight it, or are you going to take a plea deal? What are you going to do?
I'm going to fight it. I did nothing wrong.
Okay.
If holding a toy gun is punishable by death, there wouldn't be any children in this world.
I got it. So let me do this. I have a lot more to say to you, but at this point, okay, we need to get the records, and I need to go over a few things with you and make sure I understand your case. All right?
All right.
So you were shot, and did they arrest you after that? Did they take you to the hospital? What happened after you were shot?
I went to SF General Emergency, where I was treated and released the next day. Never at any time was I charged, arrested, nothing else. No.
Okay, so you were taken to the hospital.
Nothing from them.
You were taken to the hospital, and then you were released into your own care?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I heard nothing from them until this letter I just got in the mail about them charging me.
Okay. And how is your health? Have you recovered, or are you still sick?
I'm having some problems with my back.
Okay. All right.
It grazed my spinal cord and took off part of the bone to one of my spine, bones.
Okay.
I don't know what you call them.
Okay. And are you still receiving any sort of are you still receiving any sort of care for the injury?
I'm not insured, so I haven't been to the doctor. I'm just kind of suffering with it because I don't have any medical insurance.
Okay. All right. So just a few more questions. You gave me a couple of dates. You said February 25th is when it happened, 2013. And when is your court date?
Correct. February 24th, exactly 364 days later.
Okay. All right. Now, Let me just make a few notes. Just a moment. Okay, and do you want your case to be public? Do you want it to be confidential? Because
Sure.
oh,
Nope.
okay. Do you want
Because
this?
what?
Do you want this interview to be public?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Fine.
All right.
There were 4 shots fired. I have no idea who fired what.
Okay. They
I don't
fired
even
4
know who
shots,
fired.
and 2 of the shots hit you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well, listen.
They dragged me down to the sidewalk and cut my clothes off of me, left me lying on the sidewalk in February with no blanket. I went into shock, and I was screaming, and they kicked me in the shoulder and told me to shut up.
Let me back up. You mean after they shot you, they pulled your clothes off of you and kicked you?
They cut them off of me because they were trying to assess the wounds. I'm assuming that's why they did it. And they left me in February lying on the sidewalk waiting for the ambulance to come with no blanket, no nothing. I went into shock, and I was screaming, and they kicked me in the shoulder and told me to shut up.
Do you know which officer did that? If you would you recognize him if you saw him?
Probably.
Okay.
Very small, dark-haired guy.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to look into that along with everything else, so I have enough information to proceed. I'll contact the police and I'll let you know what they tell me about getting copies of the reports. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had just stopped the call. You just had something more to say to me. Can you go ahead and repeat that?
I lost a breast over this. The bullet went through my breast. The hospital, nobody gave me any antibiotics. I became extremely infected. I had to go back to the hospital with a very high fever, and they removed the interior of my breast. They had to open it up and scrape everything out that was infected, and I lost a breast over it.
Wow.